involve other nationally known figures. They're typically involved in high stakes, tens of thousands at the low end, hundreds of thousands into the high end. It's funny because when you go on a raid in one of these things, the dogs that you encounter on these fighting yards are wagging their tails and they're bouncing up and down and, 3 feet off the ground with 30, 40 pounds of chain. And they're all excited to see you, and for the most part, they're not going to bite any of the police officers. I've never seen that happen. Well, I think the dogs are really just happy for the attention. Because if you look at the dog's whole life, he's got his 3-inch collar and his 40 pounds of logging chain, and that, for the most part, is how that dog is going to spend the rest of his life. It's not a life. It's not the kind of a life that you would wish on anybody. Do we make heroic efforts for an individual fighting dog who's had a terrible life up to that point? We want to be able to say, we saved these dogs and we're going to turn them around, and that's human nature. You can't do it. It's just not a happy ending. This is a situation where nobody can guarantee that one of those dogs will never come back and bite somebody, and if they do, every agency associated with that event is going to be sued. We live in that kind of society. The kindest thing that we have to do in these situations is put them down and condemn the person that caused this. Make sure they're serving a real bit of prison time. That's the only way we're going to stop this stuff from happening.
Do they bite? Yes. Do they show aggression to people and other dogs? Yes. Have they maimed and killed other people? Yes. But so have many other dogs. Dogs that have been created to do that specific thing.
Animal aggression and people aggression are two different things, and they generally don't mesh together. You usually have one or the other, particularly in this breed, and it's generally geared towards other animals. But if a pit bull dog brings aggression, it's fast, it's quick, it's violent, it's all of those things. Is it controllable? Absolutely. But the training, the control that you instill in that is your brakes. Unfortunately, a lot of the pit bulls out there today, they're really fast cars. They're big SUVs, but they have no brakes at all. They have a lot of go and a lot of power. And they can go over anything. They can mow it down. But they just don't have the brakes.
Obviously, pit bulls have been an issue in this community and in most communities throughout this country. I don't want to vilify these animals. I'm not saying the breed is vicious and dangerous by nature or by genetics, but we all do agree that they have the physiological strength, if they are aggressive, that they can cause serious injuries and death. Put yourself in my shoes. We had a 12-year-old boy being killed. 60 to 65% of the dogs in my facility are pits or pit mixes. Almost 70% of the vicious and dangerous dogs are pit bulls. Of all the dogs in the city and county of San Francisco, pit bulls and pit bull mixes are the only adoptable dogs still being euthanized. I have people who are saying you ban this breed from your town, they're nothing but killers. The other side saying it's not the dog's fault, it's the owner's fault. What am I to do except say, yes, right now I have a problem with pit bulls. Yes, I'm saying pit bulls, and I'm sorry that that might hurt the breed in any way. I have too many pit bulls. They're being bred by irresponsible owners to be aggressive. We want to stop the breeding of these animals. If you own a pit bull in the city and county of San Francisco, then it must be spayed or neutered. We're just overloaded with the breed.
The statistics of dog attacks reflect the popularity of the breed at the time. And right now, it is of crisis proportion, how many pit bulls we have. People don't realize that Chihuahuas bite more people than any other breed. The top three are Dachshunds, Chihuahuas, and Cocker Spaniels. Pit bulls account for a very, very small number of serious attacks over the country. And if you look behind the facts, most of the injuries that people have suffered from pit bulls are from breaking up a fight between a pit bull and another dog.
The Dobie was the bad dog in the 60s. Right. The German Shepherd was the bad dog in the 70s. Rotties was the bad dog in the 80s. And pit bulls became the bad dog in the 90s. What made it different? You got idiots who don't know jack about these dogs, got them in their hand and saying, I'm a breeder, I'm this and I'm that, and they ain't nothing. That's right.
The primary bulls are getting a bad name is because of breeders. 5 years ago, there may have been 100 pit bull breeders in California. currently at this time probably 10,000. There's no sanctioning authorities on dog breeders. So anybody could just buy 2 dogs and subsequently start breeding. It ultimately leads to all of the problems that we have. If we don't take responsibility for the breeding of the animals and somehow curb just the vast numbers of dogs that are being put out on the street, the breed will be banned and ultimately taken out of society. What I would like to see is a qualification for a breeder that can say that this person has understanding of vet medicine, breeding, nutrition, behaviors, and they've taken a course, they've passed it, and now this person is a professional, just like you could say someone is a professional in another area. I've been breeding for 25 years at this point. This is solely what I do. I'm a breeder of the American Pit Bull Terrier. Now, do I recommend that just anybody off the street has a pit bull? No, I don't. Do I believe that pit bulls are vicious animals? I do not believe pit bulls are vicious. I think they have a capability because of their makeup to do damage when in the wrong hands.
They'll do just about anything you want them to do. And so if you put that in the wrong hands, then we have a problem. People need to step up and just do things right, especially if you're going to have this type of dog.
The breeds are wonderful. That's why they're here. So many people are attracted to them for one reason or another. They're some of the most intelligent, responsible people that have these breeds. Will stand up and say, that's not my dog they're talking about. Why should my dog be destroyed?
I hate hearing someone's down this breed of dog. Your pit bull is one of the most loyal dogs out there, family dogs out there that you can find. But then at the same time, any dog can pretty much be that way as long as you socialize it the right way. It's my boy Adam Baum right here. AB. Beautiful dog. He distills all the myths that people get with this breed, you know.
This dog's been really, over here in the States, has been got a bad rep because of people are irresponsible and not taking care of their dogs and socializing them the right way.
You can kind of say it's a testosterone thing, you know, to have a big dog with a big chest. You know, when I first got into these dogs, I understood when you have a dog that you just keep locked up in the back, and all of a sudden, you know, the dog gets out, you got a loose cannon on your hand because socialization is the key by far. And that's why I stay under the tutelage of, you know, Ray Certified and Larry Hill. They give me so much information. I've been training with Larry Hill for about 5 years. Do I call myself a trainer? No. I cannot call myself a trainer because I cannot read a dog like Larry Hill can read a dog.
A pit bull to me is very strong, powerful, but at the same time very compassionate and soft. He'll be what you want him to be, but with the proper instruction, with the proper venues for the dog to get out and display his talents, to get out and show what he can do, he's a wonderful dog. I'd say now I've got 30 years in different aspects of training. Most of my experiences in the trainings as an adult has been with the larger breed dog, the Rottweiler, the Pit Bull. Dogs don't understand vague commands. They understand explicit. Sit, stay, down, in, up, out, over, through. The way I work is that you bring the dog to me, and then I give you the instruction on how to handle the dog, from the basic obedience to the advanced obedience, which is our personal protection work. But just to train one and hand it over to somebody, that's an accident waiting to happen. Here he comes. That boy, he coming. Good, good, yes, yes.
I'm looked at as an outlaw just like the dog is. Somebody see a pit bull from the outside looking in, they stray away from it. And you know, it's the same way with me growing up where I grew up around. You know, people see you and it's a stereotype automatically. So with the dog, you know, we walk the same line. A decoy, you know, it's almost like an actor because you have to present the scenario to the dog. Whether I'm being in the crook or I'm trespassing, you know, I have to present it to the dog and make it be believable. So when it happens in real life, he'll know how to react to the scenarios.